Today we're doing Puerco Pibil or Cochinita Pibil, which is a slow roasted pork. We're starting with a pork butt, which is actually the shoulder. You'll notice there's a bone inside of here. We're going to cut that off the bone and cut this into 1-inch chunks. I knew I was going to make this dish when I bought the banana leaves for the fish because I've made this dish several times, but I never made it with the recommended banana leaf. So this was an opportunity for me to make it in a proper way. A lot of times what I make is predicated on what I have already in the house or what I've bought randomly at the store. So I knew that I was going to make this when I got the banana leaves. So that's the bone. You go ahead and chuck that, or you can keep it for a stock. No waste, remember? This is going to get you about 5 pounds of meat, and you can serve it over rice, use it in tacos, serve it with eggs, whatever your heart desires. My personal favorite is having it over rice and with tacos, but you can do whatever you want. Once I get my meat all cut up, then I like to place it in a plastic bag while I prepare the marinade. You can buy Achiote paste, they sell it in stores. I like to make it on my own because everything is better if you make it from scratch, right? In this pan, I'm toasting 8 allspice, a half a teaspoon of whole cloves, and a tablespoon of whole black peppercorns. These are annatto seeds, pretty much the main ingredient in this dish. You got to grind these up because they are literally like little red rocks. Next, after I grind that up into a powder, then I grind up the toasted allspice, peppercorns, and cloves. Now make sure you grind these up really well into a really fine powder because if you don't, they can get stuck in your teeth, and that is not only uncomfortable, but kind of embarrassing. To my spice mix, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cumin and 2 tablespoons of salt. Next, you have 8 cloves of garlic because did you really think that garlic wasn't going in this dish? And then you have your habanero peppers. I usually add 3 to 4 habanero peppers, but before you start working on those, protection. Trust me, you do not want to go about the rest of your day forgetting that you worked with habanero peppers and having that juice all over your hands. It is painful. So you want to cut up the habanero peppers. You can take the veins and the seeds out because that's where all the heat is, or you can leave them in if you like a lot of heat and you're going to be eating it by yourself. Now, you don't have to worry about cutting these up or anything because they're all going in the blender anyway. Right about now is when you decide whether you're going to do 3 or 4 peppers, depending on how spicy you like it. I'm going to go ahead and do 4 because these are orange peppers and they're not as spicy as the red peppers. Normally I do the red peppers and I do about 3. These are less spicy, so I'm going to do 4. Once I have these all deveined and seeded, then I'm going to go ahead and toss these in the blender with the garlic. Also to the blender, I'm going to add the juice of 5 lemons. A pro tip, before you cut the lemons, roll it around on a flat surface with the palm of your hand, loosening up the juices inside the lemon so it's easier to get the juice out of there. I like to place a strainer over the blender to catch the seeds, or if you don't have a strainer or a colander, then you could just use your hands and pass the juice through your fingers. Once you're done juicing all these lemons, then your no-waste brain is thinking about maybe making a lemonade from these juiced halves. But that idea can wait because you have to stay focused on finishing this dish. So you add a half a cup of white vinegar and then a half a cup of orange juice. Add the juice and the vinegar to your blender and then you just blend that until it's smooth. While that's blending, you remember that you forgot to add a glug of tequila to the mixture. A glug is a scientific measurement. Look it up, or don't, because I may be lying. Once that's all blended and smooth and no chunky bits, then you can go ahead and add your spice mixture and give that a mix. Once you got everything all blended up, then the hard part is over. Now you just take your marinade and add it to your bag o' meat. You can marinate this for as little or as long as you want. I usually marinate mine for about an hour. You can do it for 15 minutes if you want, if you are too hungry and can't wait that extra 45 minutes. Once you got your marinade in the bag, want to make sure you seal that up. Make sure you don't have any drippage. Next, you want to take that bag and you want to massage it around. Make sure the meat gets coated in all that marinade. Make sure it's nice and flavorful before you put it in the oven. Now it's time for your banana leaves. You want to take your pan and line your pan with these. The good thing about banana leaves is that they're pliable so that they can adjust to whatever shape of pan that you're going to use for this dish. I used a lot of banana leaves with this because I didn't want any steam to escape because that steam makes it super tender. Add your pork. Now what I'm doing here is I'm evening it out so that it's pretty level so you don't have any spots that are cooking at different rates than others. Next, I'm taking it and covering it with the rest of the banana leaf, and then I'm also tucking that in to make sure that steam doesn't escape. Just think of it as a nice package that you get to unwrap in 4 hours. Even with the banana leaf, I use aluminum foil as an extra precaution, and then I still crimp that on the edges to keep that steam in because at the end of the day, this dish is all about that steam cooking. Once you've steam-proofed your receptacle, now you're ready to put it in the oven for the next 4 hours at 350 degrees. After those 4 hours, you take it out of the oven, unwrap it, and you marvel at what happens when you let steam do what it do. It's super tender. I know you've waited 4 hours to try this, but you may want to wait just a little longer so you don't burn your mouth hole. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you tried this and how you like it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos, and I'll see you next time.